What's going on, guys? BMS back with another video. You know what it is. Today, I got a good one for you. This is definitely going to be a build-up story, so I'm going to be playing the video a lot longer than normal. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe as I work my way back into this algorithm. Roll the clip.
Work husbands are of the devil. They are of the devil. Don't do it. Don't do it.
So I was gonna ask, like, so your marriage then at this point?
It was a mess. It was
You were still married, right?
I was still married.
Right, okay.
It was we were not seeing eye to eye. We were arguing.
You guys always living together?
Living together. We would argue like after church. Like if we had a church meeting and I would go, he'd be like, why would you go? Why'd you take the baby there for? Like all that kind of stuff. Like sometimes he would wake up on a Sunday and be like, I don't want to go to church today. And I'm like,
a whole pastor.
But we're the youth pastors. What do you mean? Or like people don't know this stuff. So when I say the marriage was suffering, yeah, and then he put on weight on top of that. Like he got to over 20 stones, guys. Listen, stay in shape, guys. Basically.
What's 20 stone look like? I'm not
kg. I don't know what 20 stones is. Kg.
So basically, I'm about 14.
And me, I'm about 10, 11.
You can't be 10 or 11.
You're not 10
How many
or 11.
stones am I?
But
I'm 10 stones.
So I'm about 12.
No.
You're definitely bigger than me, right?
You're about 13.
No,
I think you're probably 13.
I'm at 12 stones.
The same.
I'm trying to think,
that's
clothes-wise.
I've got
he was basically XXL.
I've got it.
XXL.
Yeah, sometimes even triple XL.
Me, I'm a medium.
What size do you wear trousers?
I'm 34, yeah.
He was 40.
Hey!
42.
Jesus Christ.
And I remember because I would obviously buy clothes sometimes for him.
Oh, such a
it was a lot.
life.
So, but remember you said when your pastor introduced you to someone, you're like, I'm not even attracted to them. Now when I look back, I'm like, I wasn't even really attracted.
It was legacy
to the guy.
love.
But it was like, I found someone that loves me, that wants me. I had low self-esteem, so I was like, I've met
And
someone
the
that loves
Caribbean
me.
guys, they got bars,
All right, guys. So just to reiterate, she got married to a man that she wasn't attracted to because she had low self-esteem. Something's not adding up. I'm hoping she goes into further detail. Let's continue.
When they start whispering in your ear.
That's why I said, me baby.
They whispered in your ear before. I've been whispered in your ear.
No, but I've been there when they're whispering.
In someone's ear.
I'm overhearing.
You're overhearing.
So the marriage was
2 weeks.
it was a struggle. Yeah. So it's like I'm talking to my pastor, I'm like, I'm not really attracted to him anymore. And he's like, these things happen. You just got to ride through it. So I'm like, okay, I'm just really struggling. I'm just like, I've lost my identity. Like, who's Lois underneath all of these titles? I'm not attracted to my man. We're arguing all the time. I've had a baby, so I'm exhausted. I'm also a teacher, so that's exhausting. And then I've got to look after youth on Sundays as well. It was a lot. I met this guy at my workplace.
Husband.
Guys.
All right, so let's just stop right there before she drops the bombshell about meeting a guy at work. She mentioned that she had a baby. Congratulations. But I'm sure during those 9 months of pregnancy, plus the time that you needed to recover while you were puffy and bloated, I'm sure he lost attraction for you as well. I'm sure at times during your difficult moments of pregnancy, you were hard to deal with and hyper emotional, but you expected him to understand, stay in that marriage, and be supportive. I just don't understand how a woman can leave a man just because he's going through a rough patch, but expect a man to live up to the duties of a relationship 24/7.
Met this guy at my workplace.
Husband.
Guys.
It starts with the lunch, innit? We go to lunch
He was
together.
even bringing me Greg's in the morning.
What was he bringing you?
Oh, just a little chicken bake.
Chicken bake. Chicken bake is not bad.
Chicken bake.
I despise them.
I don't even eat them no more.
Husband.
I don't even eat chicken bakes no more because of that.
Because of work husband.
Yeah, but no, that
Cali is-
was
have you been a
mad.
No, but I've seen work husbands in action, bro.
Is that all it took? Was a chicken sandwich? What? Okay, I see you, sis.
He put in work, and he knew, he knew I'm married. Obviously, I'm married as well. I know as well, but because it was all in secret, it festered quickly. Do you get it? Because no one knew. For our secrets, he'll come to my classroom, we'll talk, we'll chill. Before you know it, he's walking me to the train station. Before you know it, he's calling me in the morning. We're speaking after work, all of that. And now half term comes and it feels like, damn, I want to be at work. I miss being at work. Can you imagine? I miss being at work. I'm like,
Those men, they can't see through women. The women that need.
Gwe. And then work husbands, they're like predators. They're just there.
But me, I also should
They are
have
like
known.
what we call agua, snake.
Why is
They
this
want
guy over laughing?
Me, I also should have known.
snake mush low.
They be like, and then
It will
that
go
one day they catch you vulnerable. So you've just had a fight with your husband or something. Is everything okay at home?
Guys, that's what happened. Me and hubby would argue. I'd come to work in a mood. What's wrong? Are you alright? And I'm like, I'll talk about it. They'd be like, no, it's cool. You know, you can talk to me. Before you know it, I'm opening up about my marriage.
Hi.
Shout outs to the UK, Caribbean fam, Toronto, I see you. The coworker was a gallus, basically a man that's very charismatic and waiting for the right opportunity. This is why women should keep their relationship problems in-house or seek professional help. This is a prime example of a woman ultimately cheating emotionally before it got physical. I think she knew deep down inside feelings were forming, but didn't necessarily do anything about it until it was too late. And the coworker knew he was one chicken sandwich away from clapping those cheeks.
He walked me to the train station, yeah? So obviously I've been saying no this whole time. I can't do anything. He just turns to me one day and he goes, please, like, can we just do something? And I'm like, no, I can't. He's like, please. The guy starts describing what he wants to do to me.
Wow. And you're thinking,
Guys,
Tantalizing.
wait.
Kissing, not peck.
As in my body responded.
of course.
And it had been so long
Frequency.
since that had happened to me.
Frequency.
Where just words alone, I'm standing there like, hi.
Hey.
You're hot inside, but it's cold outside.
Literally, it's cold outside. And I'm literally like, now I'm like, I'm really in a pickle now. I'm really in a pickle. So I go to my pastor and I'm like, I sit him down.
again.
Guys, I went to the pastor. And I said, pastor, I even went to two men, by the way. So I go to both pastors at different points and I'm saying to them, I'm like, guys, there's a guy that I've met and honestly, if I had an opportunity, I'd sleep with him. I would.
Wow.
Like, and if no one would find, I would. Like, that is how far gone I am. I was that honest.
You were gone.
One pastor said, you need to tell your husband so you can protect your marriage. One pastor said, as long as you don't do anything, don't say anything because you're going to bring he was like, you're going to exasperate your husband's insecurities. And it's going to cause an issue.
Sounds like one of the two pastors gave her some sound advice, talking to her partner and communicating what is going on behind his back. I'm not too sure about the other pastor. Let's see what side she took.
He was basically trying to say these moments happen, like someone comes and you're attracted to them and you're like, rah, if I hadn't met then maybe I would. But then you're like, okay, it's fine. You can appreciate for what it is. So he was like, so he was like, you're in the wilderness right now, Lois. Just get out of it.
No water.
Yeah, but he was like, whatever you do, don't say anything. As long as you've not done anything, because trust me, it will cause a problem. So I took the first pastor's advice and I went home. I told my husband, I said, and I didn't tell him obviously everything. I just said, listen, there's someone I met at work. I'm kind of attracted to him. Straight away, what were you attracted to?
My God.
And I'm like, I don't know, it's just his vibe, you know, like he's just cool.
Wow.
And I'm like, don't worry, I'm not going anywhere though. Like I'm not going anywhere. I just want to tell you so I can protect our
You might
marriage.
as well have gone somewhere.
Honestly, I'm shaking.
Guys, I look back now and I'm like, that was probably the worst thing I could have done.
I mean, come on. The worst thing you did was let the relationship with the coworker build up until it was a thing before you told your husband. All right, so let me tell you guys a quick story. I used to deal with this chick back in the day. And she never wanted to have real conversations about our relationship. She never wanted to discuss real issues, have real conversations, problem solve. She wanted to avoid certain discussions. She always wanted to go to bed angry, upset. She never really wanted to talk things out. And ultimately that kind of spilt over and the relationship was pretty much over. So the point that I'm trying to make is, not all women, but some women will allow these things to fester, build up, get to a point where it's too late.
I look back now and I'm like, that was probably the worst thing I could have done because before you know it, I had a curfew. I had to be home at a certain time. He would check my phone when I wouldn't know. He sent one of his boys to my... The boy took pictures of my work colleagues to try and find out which one it was. I didn't know until he confessed to me at some point.
Wow.
And I was like, right. So now the marriage is really struggling. And so guess what? This other man is what? Forbidden fruit. And we know what forbidden fruit does. Yeah? I'm telling you. So because now my husband is really like, right, putting it
Militant.
on me. Yeah, militant. Now I'm ducking and diving more. I'm trying to hide even more. Well, you know it, we're lip-sync. Guys, I will never forget the day.
So not peck, kissing.
With tongue.
Tongue.
Guys, And remember, I'm not that girl. I was not lip syncing in school. Like, my husband was my first everything. As in, even lip sync, he was my first everything. So I'd not even known another man.
Another tongue.
Another tongue, anything, another touch from a man. So the first time I listened to him, I remember my mind was like, "What are you doing? What have you done? Like what?" And
But
then,
you were enjoying.
But I was, and then I go home, I deal with what I'm feeling, and then it passes, and then you want to go back and do it again and again and again. Before you know it, it progressed, guys.
Wow.
Full on cheated on my husband.
Ultimately destroying her marriage for a coworker that she's probably not even with today. You got to ask yourself, was it worth it?
Never forget one moment when I had counselling after I cheated, because I had to face myself. Like, I couldn't run away from what I've done. Like, when I say it felt like my whole world came crashing down. And I remember sitting in therapy, and my counsellor said, "You know the woman, the story of the woman in the Bible who was caught in adultery, right?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know that story." She was like, "What did Jesus do?" And I said, "You know, she was going to be stoned."
Yeah.
And Jesus said, "Those who are without sin
Cast the first
cast the first stone." So she said, "Why don't you think Jesus would do that for you?" And I was like, "I just don't think he would." Wow. She was like, "But you read it in the Bible." And I said, "I know, but I just don't feel like God will have my back like that." And she was like, "So you're preaching a God you don't believe in?"
Ooh.
Guys,
I even
dagger
feel like
to my heart. Dagger to my heart. When I say it was in that moment that I realized everything I had built was on my own strength. It was built on people pleasing, you know, all that submission that I could give. It wasn't really based on a loving God I had found for myself and had changed my life. And that was when my journey with God really began. Because I was at rock bottom. I had nothing to offer. I was not this poster child anymore who's done well, good GCSEs, did all of this, theology. All of that was gone. Now I'm the bad guy. And that's what a lot of people don't experience sometimes, being the bad guy. So they like to point a finger at someone else. And so a lot of my friends were just angry with me. And now they're married, and now they realize, yo, this marriage thing ain't easy.
They've also sinned.
They've also sinned for themselves, you know? So it happens in life. And so there's been a lot of forgiveness, and I had to manage a lot of my emotions to still have certain people around me, because you go through this difficult patch. So many people just forgot all the good that I put out there and just focused on the bad.
I think premarital counseling is important. Understanding who you're getting yourself involved with, what are her likes, interests, hobbies, deal breakers, and even after all that, it still might not work. 80% of women leave marriages and relationships, and to blame it on it being hard as an excuse, I can't accept that. To be a man in today's society is hard, yet the expectations for us remain the same. To provide for your family, stand strong, and suck it up. First commenter says, "I love her transparency." Shoutouts to her for sharing her story. Hopefully she can learn from this experience and do better. All right, so next commenter says, "You wasn't the bad guy. You just needed more." People always find excuses to cheat. Leave, do what you want. It's as simple as that. All right, so next commenter says, "This is what happens when women don't set boundaries. Men feel welcome to shoot their shot. Clearly, she wanted something to happen." All right, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I know she sorta, kinda, maybe didn't have any accountability, depending on how you're viewing this situation. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and until next time.